Welcome to the Women on the Wall Communications Team Conference call, and I want to welcome you, Chris, to the call. I would love for you to take a few moments just to introduce yourself and kind of give people your background.
Great. Currently, I'm a professor at Seton Hall University in New Jersey, and I study curriculum and assessment issues at the state, national, and international level. Before becoming a professor, I was an assistant superintendent, a middle school principal, elementary school teacher, director of curriculum. So I have a public education background and now in the education, leadership, management, and policy field. And I've been studying international testing, standardization in general for over 15 years. So apples to apples, we rival any country that's taking these international tests on any test we take. Our problem is we're not comparing apples to apples with these international tests, okay? But I think some of the things that your listeners might be interested in is, I think more importantly, none of the ranks from PISA or TIMSS correlate with international indexes of innovation, creativity, or entrepreneurship. And we know those are the hallmarks of economic competitiveness. Those are the hallmarks of an innovation economy. Those are the hallmarks of the U.S. economy. So these ranks, and I did the study, these ranks do not correlate to those indicators. However, when you look at these international indices, for example, the U.S. ranked second in overall global creativity in 2015, behind Australia. Some other prominent countries, Italy was 21st, Japan was 28th, South Korea was 31st, Russia was 38th, China was 62nd, and India was 99th. Those are all G20 countries. Those are all our major competitors, and they all rank much further below us. And I guess here's a fun fact that I like. In terms of creativity, on the sub-index of educational attainment, that's, how well does your education system, how well can your education system support the operationalizing all this creativity? Like, what can you actually do with it? Well, the U.S. ranked second in the world in educational attainment in terms of bringing creativity to the marketplace. So unlike TIMSS and PISA rank, creativity rank relates strongly to national GDP. Right? And so I think having a higher national GDP is much more important than having a higher PISA or a TIMSS rank. Innovation, once again, on an international index of innovation, the U.S. ranked 5th, China ranked 28th, Korea ranked 14th, Japan was 19th, Russia was 48th, but the U.S. ranked number 1 in the world in terms of its quality of innovation. So not only are we putting out a lot of innovations, they're the top quality in the world. And I think that speaks to what we're doing here in the U.S. in terms of education and worker productivity and all those other things that make a great economy. Same thing, entrepreneurship. We were number 1 in the world. Out of 130 countries, we were number one. Followed Canada, Australia, the UK, Sweden. Korea was 28th. Japan was 33rd. China was 61st. And Russia was 70th. Similarly with utility patents. These are the patents for all the high-end electronics, the drugs, all of the things that make your life better. The U.S. in 2014 ranked number 1 in the world for utility patents. So we're putting out the most high-end patents. We had 158,000 compared to the rest of the world, 167,000. So the U.S., 158,000. All of the other countries combined, only 167,000. China only put out 7,200. And just a couple more statistics in terms of overall economic strength. The World Economic Forum has ranked the U.S. the strongest economy in the world since 1999. It is ranked in the top 3 out of 130 economies for 12 of the last 16 years. And the International Management Institute has ranked us number 1 in the world for the last 19 out of 20 years. So when you look at all of these other indicators, another indicator here, scientific papers, right? We rank at the top of the world in scientific output in physics papers, chemistry papers, mathematics papers. In the STEM areas, we are putting out the top quality scientific research. So I don't pay much attention to the international test ranks. What I pay attention to are these downstream indicators that really relate to the overall economic strength of the country. When you look at those, we're outperforming every country on the planet consistently, and we have been for decades.
Let me ask you a question. And one of the concerns that I have, and I actually wrote about it in my book, was that all of this standardization and the national standards and the push for, putting children down these pathways beginning in 8th grade, the result of what we are doing now will actually stifle innovation and opportunity. And what has given us this powerhouse economy has been the ability for any child, it doesn't matter what your background is, if you know how to read and write and do math and you come up with an idea, you are free in the United States to take that idea, get a patent, look at Bill Gates. Look at all of these entrepreneurs. I've talked about it before. My uncle invented the first shrimp peeling machine back in the 50s that revolutionized the seafood packing industry. When he died, he had 139 patents in the United States and had employed thousands and thousands and thousands of people around these ideas. That kind of innovation and creativity, what you're talking about, that is what has made America exceptional compared to when we control or let the politicians control the economy and control education. Am I off track on that?
No, actually you're right on target. All of those statistics in terms of economic output that I quoted, the scientific papers, the utility patents, everything, the creativity index, the innovation index, the entrepreneurship index, all of those indices and all of those accomplishments came from people who are at least older than 25 years old. So these are all people who went through a system that was much less standardized. And here's the output from that system. So no, you're right on target. And that's one of the concerns is the more that you standardize, the less creativity, the less innovation, the less entrepreneurship. And you see that in these other countries that are more highly standardized.